Yeah. What's up, Doc? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, 'tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion. And you know what? Carrots are good. They're vegetables. And they're very healthy. And there's one certain certain character who eats carrots that I really like. Bugs Bunny. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Superman shirt, eating a carrot like Bugs Bunny, because this is my announcement, ladies and gentlemen, more like a preview. On this preview, I've been working on a lot of audio dramas, and most of them is Doctor Who, fan-made Doctor Who, and then the Cluedo series, and even a couple of Halloween ones, and of course, the Flash and Buckverse. But I decided to take it to the next level. And the next level, you're wondering what it is? I remember back in 2014, I have reviewed, my very first review that I ever reviewed, was, of course, Superman and Bugs Bunny, along with all of his issues they've done. And these are my favorites. And then my 5th anniversary, although I started my video back in 2014 and then decided to get it on YouTube on 2015. And then on my 5th review, I remember my first review was this, but I didn't delve into the story itself. I kept saying I love the comic, this is awesome, and I did impressions of the characters, but I didn't delve into the story because it was my very first review I ever made. And then I remember in the 5th anniversary, I delved into the story itself, showing you the pictures in the comic, while at the same time pretending I was drunk, acting like I was drinking champagne, but it turns out it was just grape cider. So now, on my 5th anniversary, since I've done those audio dramas of Doctor Who and Cluedo and the Flash and Buckverse, I decided to go for the next level. Since most people I know have done audio adaptations of their DC superheroes, I figured, what the hell? I mean, after all, since Warner Brothers Animation never got around to do an audio adaptation of this, and right now there is a brand new DC Superheroes and Looney Tunes crossover again, a brand new series they made, which I'd like to get that graphic novel. I decided to do an audio adaptation based in these comics. But instead of calling it Superman and Bugs Bunny, I calling it Justice League and the Looney Tunes. Because that's exactly what they deserve to be called. Not Superman and Bugs Bunny, but Justice League and the Looney Tunes. Sometimes carrots gets between my teeth, and I hate that. I should make some carrot juice. But what got me in to the whole DC superhero audio drama stuff Well, I met a lot of good friends who did their own audio adaptation of DC superheroes. And some of them were really good. I mean, I've been noticing that a lot of die-hard fans been doing audio adaptations, and even I also saw that there was an audio adaptation of that Justice League metal movie that I mentioned, which it didn't go well because of the writer's strike. So they just took the script and did an audio adaptation out of it. And besides the Big Finish, who do a lot of Doctor Who and other British things, I come across something called graphic audio. And they say, movie in your mind. Cool slogan. I like its slogan. And I have listened to the graphic audio of DC's Kingdom Come, Crisis on Infinite Earth, and being a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, I listen to Collect Them All, Rocket Raccoon and Groot Steals the Galaxy. And of course, that's what inspired me to do my own Guardians of the Galaxy audio, meeting my Doctor Who. And my friend Jericho, who played Flash Gordon in my Flash and Buckverse. One thing I know about him, he was a huge fan of Batman. And I was more than honored to do the voice of Superman and the Joker in his audio, Batman Silent Night, where I did the Man of Steel himself, Superman, and of course the Joker, the clown, Prince of Crime. And I knew that it was based out of this, Batman Noir, which surprisingly, I reviewed this comic long, long ago. It was my first Christmas review. And since Jericho, he's also working in other Doctor Who's and other DC related projects, that's when I finally discovered I take these comic books out of my storage and write a script. Now, I took most of it from the comics, but some of the this comic was made back in 2000s, and I had to update it on some of the jokes. And even add some more lines on some of the characters, and even a couple of things I have to cut because of time. And for those of you who wants to know who's doing the voice, and believe it or not, I'm also giving credit to the writer who wrote the story of it, none other than Mark Evener. He written the comic. And it's not often that you see a crossover between the Justice League of America meeting the Looney Tunes. And I know some of you are going to be asking me, have I ever tried Warner Brothers multiverses? I've heard about the game, and now I hear they're doing a comic book adaptation based on the game. I would love to try the game, but sadly, as always, no PlayStation 4 or 5. So, how can I play them if I don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5? And of course, I'm also going to be telling you who's playing who in this one. Now, who's playing who in this one? Well, yours truly is going to be playing half of the Looney Tunes, I'm going to be doing Bugs Bunny. I'm going to do Tweety. I'm going to do Elmer Fudd. I'm going to do Porky Pig. And also, I'm going to do Charlie Dog, Macintosh, the two chipmunks, and Marvin the Martian. Now, oh yeah, I'm also doing Pete Pumbaa. And I'm not going to be doing the voice of the singing frog. I'm just gonna take the singing songs from the original singing frog from the old cartoons and use it in this audio. So you're not going to hear me going like, "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtag gal." I decided to just take the record of it. But I am going to be doing the voice of the frog. I'm just going to go all... That's it. But what superheroes I'm also going to be doing the voice of? Well, I'm going to be doing Superman. And a lot of people always compare me to Plastic Man because of my personality. I mean, a lot of people always know I always make a lot of jokes. I make people laugh. I'm always been like the comic relief of the bunch. And, of course, with my imitation, I can imitate people. So I'm a lot like Plastic Man because he's always the comic relief of the Justice League. And he does morph himself to look like somebody else. So that's pretty close enough. And, of course, I'm going to be doing Green Arrow. I'm just going to make my voice... I did my Superman impression on the Batman Silent Night, so I'm using the same voice of Batman. Oh, no, I also did the voice of Batman on my Doctor Who crossover DC. So, I'm using this voice, since a lot of people say that I sound like the Max Fleischer version of Superman. And also, I'm gonna do Green Arrow, except I'm gonna be sounding more like, I am Green Arrow. Get ready to be a target. And also, I decided to do the villain Penguin, and I'm also doing some of the side characters, like the Toyman's henchman, and even one of the Penguin's henchmen. While the other half of the Looney Tunes is going to be voiced by my good friend from the Netherlands, who's also a huge fan of the Looney Tunes and the DC, none other than Dennis Sun. He's going to be doing the other half. He's going to be doing Daffy Duck. He's going to do the Vulture. He's also going to be doing Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, and Sylvester, while I'm doing Tweety. I thought I saw a point there. And also, I wanted him to do the voice of the Flash, because I thought of him as the Flash, so I decided to give him that part. Now, for the other cast, I have my good friend Jericho Keene himself. He's doing the voice of Batman, and I also want him to do the voice of the Green Lantern, because I thought he should do more than one character, so I decided for him to do the voice of Batman, since he always wanted to play Batman in my audio, so I'm giving him the part. And also want him to do Green Lantern as well. And he always kept asking me, what's Green Lantern like? I told him that he is like, what if Han Solo found the power ring, and now he has willpower with the ring, by saying, brightest day, blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil smite beware my power, Green Lantern's light. Also, I have Grant Johnson doing the voice of Commissioner Gordon and Alfred the Butler. And, also Wonder Woman's in this, and, oh yeah, I'm also doing the voice of Mr. Mixel Spitlick. You know, the imp from the fifth dimension. Doing my impression of Gifford Godfrey. And of course I'll be doing the last of the dodos. But anyway, back to Wonder Woman. The only person I think who would be perfect to do the voice of Wonder Woman is the same girl who does the voice of Supergirl in my Doctor Who series, none other than Yana Jezekin. She's a dear friend of mine. She loved doing voices for my audio, and since I had her doing Supergirl, I decided to have her promoted to do the voice of Wonder Woman. And it's going to be very different. And of course, my dear friend of mine who done a lot of voices for all of my audios is none other than Laura William from Birmingham. I wanted her to do the voice of Lois Lane. Now, I told her to try to talk with a northern English accent, and I had a feeling that it would be kind of tricky, but she did a pretty good job. Although she may come off a little British and come off a little southern sometimes, but at least she did a good job of doing Lois Lane. And of course, I also have a newcomer in the audio, a friend of Jericho who goes by the name of Luke Lane. And he decided to do the voice of Martian Manhunter and Aquaman. And also, I had a friend of mine from the north side of London to do the voice of the notorious evil villain, the Toy Man, which is Adam Fishwick. I mean, I thought to myself, according to the origin, the Toy Man did come from the UK, so he should have a British accent. And he's supposed to sound like a toy obsessive murderer who uses his toys to kill people. But of course, in this story, he has a giant toy jet, a giant toy soldier, a giant toy tank, and a mechanical dragon causing mayhem that not only the Justice League are going to deal with it, the Looney Tunes are going to help. And when I heard Adam Fishwick did the voice of the Toy Man, he was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Exactly how I imagined what the Toy Man would sound like. Adam Fishwick did a really great job. And of course, there's also some side female characters in this, so I decided to ask another one of my dear friends, which she did do the voice of the secretary who turned out to be a cyborg on the on that other Doctor Who episode where my doctor deals with Lex Luthor. And the one who I have doing the voice of the female side characters is none other than Hope Marston. She wanted to do some lines for my audio, so I just found side characters for her to do. And she was really happy about it, really proud. So that's all the cast I have to do the voice of both the DC characters and the Looney Tunes characters. So you guys better stay tuned. And for those of you who are wondering when it's going to show up, it's going to be my 10th anniversary in 2025. And I'm going to release it since I started my show back in October 14th. So I decided to make this audio and have it launch on October 14th, 2025. So that'll be next year. So you guys better stay tuned and get ready to hear me doing all the Looney Tunes characters along with Dennis, Jericho, Yana, Laura, Luke, Hope, and Adam. All of us doing the voice of my favorite comic book of all time. And since the Warner Brothers Animation didn't do an animated adaptation, I figured what the hell, do an audio adaptation. And I'm sure people are going to enjoy this. I know you guys are going to enjoy this because I know there's dozens of you who are big fans of the Looney Tunes and the DC superheroes like me. So, if you like this preview so far, please leave a comment down below. Hit like and subscribe for more. So this is Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice, saying this. And that's all, folks.